Hey guys, the College Board came out with the new rubric for this year's 2020 AP US History test. This online 45-minute single question test is going to decide whether or not you get college credit. So today, let's talk about what's going to make up this 10-point rubric and how you can guarantee yourself some college credit. All right, guys, we're going to take a look at the 2020 online National AP History test. So feel free to pause your screen at any time to get this information so that you have it long-term, or know that this YouTube video will be up here for a while. And I'll also post it on my Classroom Schoology site. Just to get you started, the test will be Friday, May 15th. For us in the Central Time Zone, online check-in will be at 12:30 p.m. They're allowing a half hour for check-in. The test will begin at 1 o'clock and conclude at 1:45 Central Standard Time. You will have 45 minutes to read and respond to one DBQ. Your upload time will be 5 minutes from 1:45 to 1:50 Central Standard. Continuing, security is going to be an issue, and the College Board is not being very specific on what they're going to do here. Anti-cheating measures are part of the reason you're required to go online 30 minutes early. Plagiarism software will be used on your responses. And we've been told that questions will be vetted ahead of time for what information is revealed through common Google searches. Any cheating or plagiarism flags in your response will be sent to any college to which you send your AP scores or your SAT scores to. Now, the test format is pretty simple. It's a DBQ, one DBQ question, to which you will have 45 minutes to both read, plan, and respond. Now, instead of the 7 documents that we've practiced with before with the DBQ, there will only be 5 documents. At least one of the 5 documents will be non-text, meaning that it will be a political cartoon, a photo, a chart, a graph, something non-text for you to rely on. At least one of the 5 will be that format. Now, eligible information historically that'll be on this test, it's going to focus on time periods 3 to 7. The prompt will focus on 1754 to 1945, or somewhere within. I would predict that the prompt will cover at least 2 of those time periods. There will be some overlap. And info from time periods 1 to 2 can then be used for context, and that could be contextualization in your second paragraph, the way we've practiced it, or it could be for context for an individual document when you're doing extended analysis. Now, it is open notes and open books, so your textbook and any notes you've taken to prepare for this test can be right there with you as you attempt to answer the DBQ. I was expecting the rubric to be identical to the one that they were using for the regular DBQ, but just changing the number of documents. But that's not going to be the case. The College Board has released a 10-point rubric that'll contain a point for thesis, a point for context, a point for describing 2 of the documents, or 2 points if you use 2 of the documents. A third point is possible if you use 4 of the documents to support an argument. And that could be to support your thesis argument or to support a counter argument to your thesis. If you use 1 piece of evidence from outside the documents, that will be an additional point. If you use a second piece of outside evidence, that will be a second point. And finally, extended analysis of 1 document, that would be providing context, the intended audience, the author's purpose, or something about the author's point of view or bias will be 1 point. And if you do it for a second document, a second point can be earned. And finally, complex understanding, which has not changed from the LEQ or DBQ versions that we've practiced this year. Now, some of the people that have already seen this rubric and discussed it have made certain assumptions about the points earned. And so I want to pass this information on to you. It's been suggested that if you're hoping to score a 3 on the national exam, then you should focus and attempt 6 of the 10 rubric points in the 45-minute period. Certainly with good reason. People are a little afraid that you're going to run out of time on this. So attempting 6 of the rubric points would be a good way to attempt to get a passing score of a 3. It's been suggested that students who want to score a 4 would attempt 8 of the points, and students who want to score a 5 should attempt all 10 points on the rubric. This is something you're going to have to practice within that 45-minute time frame. This is one recommended 6-point approach that I'm going to take with my students, that if you are just attempting to get a passing score on this, we are going to devise a way to answer this DBQ in 45 minutes that'll attempt to earn these 6 points: thesis, context, using 2 documents to support your argument, using 2 pieces of evidence from outside the documents. That doesn't sound too challenging for 45 minutes, and that would be attempting 6 of the 10 points on the rubric. Now, if you are attempting to get a 4 or a 5 on this, or would like to do the best you can, then you can see here by the ones that are still plain typed in black, those are the ones that you would have to add 2 more documents to support an argument, 2 times of extended analysis for documents, and the complex understanding point, which for my students always is in there within the counter argument. Now, after the test is complete, you'll receive 5 minutes to upload your test result to the College Board. The College Board will actually send your teacher a copy of your responses digitally on May 26th, 2020. This is to allow the essays to be used as the final test for your high school class. In my classroom, haven't decided if I'm going to use that for our final or not yet. Otherwise, your essay will be scored by at least 2 College Board readers in June, and your College Board score, a 1 through 5, will be posted as usual in early July. Now, for the next 6 weeks, if you're viewing this in early April, the best way for us to prepare is to do this. Analyze the rubric. Make sure you understand each one of the 10 points. Practice each of these skills. Review time periods 3 through 7. Practice relentlessly with as many primary and historical secondary documents as you can find, and consider 16 likely themes for the test, which I'll go over in just a minute. But what I would recommend is that you make a page of notes for each of the likely 16 themes to have handy when you log on and start taking this test on May 15th. Here's the 16 likely themes. Certainly, causes of the American Revolution have appeared many, many years on the AP National Exam for U.S. history. But some of these other ones are common that have appeared in SAQs, LEQs, DBQs, or the previous FRQ models that I believe are likely themes for the DBQ. So establishing the constitutional government, government's changing role in society, looking at how populations moved within North America, causes of the U.S. Civil War, impact of Reconstruction, the role of political parties, immigration to the U.S., historical changes in U.S. foreign policy, economic revolutions like the market revolution, the Gilded Age, or 20th century consumerism, reform movements like the Second Great Awakening or the Progressive Era, Jacksonian democracy, women's history, African American history, the Depression New Deal era, or the U.S. becoming a world power as a result of the world wars. Now, hopefully you can see how most of these 16 likely themes do overlap more than one time period. And for some of them, they could be applied to any time period. So I'll keep my classes updated on Schoology. For anybody else viewing this, I hope this helped you understand a little better what is going to go on with the AP online exam for 2020. Good luck.